Kingston has a vision. Kingston, Canada's most sustainable city. Welcome to the Sustainable Kingston Community Partner Profile Series. We will be looking at organizations, both big and small, to see what Kingstonians are doing to help Kingston reach its vision of becoming Canada's most sustainable city. Our city is doing some pretty amazing things. Today we're going to look at Kingston's recycling system and other initiatives going on within the city to help make Kingston Canada's most sustainable city.
So here at the Kingston Area Recycling Centre, we have three different, drop-off sites you could call them. The main one is the recycling program. So any material that is collected from either the blue or gray boxes from people's homes is brought here and then sorted out, as well as having a public drop-off depot. So if people have excess recyclables, they can drop them off here at no charge. A second function we have is the household hazardous waste facility. It's open between April and November, every Thursday and every Saturday. And there we take people's hazardous waste, so things like paint, batteries, propane canisters, compact fluorescent light bulbs, and keep them out of the landfill and recycle or reuse them. And that's all done at no charge. And the third service we offer is a leaf and yard waste drop-off site that operates all year round. So if people have brush from clearing trees or leaves or grass clippings, we take those here and they get composted and are again kept out of the landfill. So I've worked for the City of Kingston Solid Waste Division for about 3 years now, and in that time there have been some fairly large changes that have really helped Kingstonians' ability to become more sustainable. The first one that comes to mind is the Green Bin program, which started in April of 2009. And since the program started, it's around 17.5 million pounds worth of organic waste that has been kept out of the landfill. So that's been a big help into helping Kingstonians become more sustainable. Another recent initiative was the expansion of our Blue Box program to recycle all plastic household food and beverage containers and rigid plastic packaging. So since that started in early May of 2011, we've recycled over 100 tons worth of that type of plastic that was previously going to landfill. So that's another really recent initiative that's helped Kingston become more sustainable. But overall, since the recycling program started here in 1989, things have been progressing in an upward direction from there. We started with recycling only 6 core materials. Now I believe we're at around 13 or 14 different materials that residents can recycle curbside. So that shows a really healthy progression in terms of sustainability for the city.
Well, the City of Kingston is a corporation, like a lot of other corporations in Kingston, and we're proud to be a community partner to the Sustainable Kingston Plan. One of many community partners that are all sort of joining together and doing what we each individually can do to make Kingston Canada's most sustainable city. Over time, the City of Kingston has moved from sort of complying with environmental laws and being good environmental citizens to moving beyond that into the sphere of sustainability and saying, okay, we're complying with law, but how can we go even further than that? How can we be really progressive in waste management and cleaning up old contaminated brownfield sites, promoting local food, active and healthy lifestyles, things like that.
Solid waste is a really big factor in making a more sustainable Kingston. When you think about it, waste is something that everybody produces, so it's really important that we try and reduce the amount of waste we're sending. If you remember the 3 R's from when you're in school, they go in a reduce, reuse, recycle order. So think about the things you're purchasing, and if you can really cut back on even the amount you recycle or the amount that's going to landfill, that's a really good thing to help make Kingston more sustainable. Reusing as well, so getting the largest lifespan you can out of products, especially with technology, not just buying the newest, greatest things, because there's a lot of waste created behind that. So reuse is another great way to help Kingston become more sustainable. And lastly, we have recycling, which may be the last of the 3 R's, but it's still one of the most important. So it's proof of Kingston's desire to be so sustainable. In 2010, we collected 8,900 tons worth of recycling from Kingstonians. So I think that's another sign about how Kingstonians want to be sustainable and what they are doing to become sustainable. You know, when we go to the stores and we buy
food and our merchandise, it always comes in packaging, and right now that's a way of life. Hopefully over the long term that's going to reduce, but now when we have that packaging, we all have an opportunity to do the right thing with that material. You can bring it to the recycling center, the Kingston Area Recycling Center. Hazardous materials like paints, batteries, compact fluorescent lights, they come here too.
Personally, for me, something I have found I've been trying to do to help make Kingston more sustainable in terms of waste is really paying attention to making sure I bring cloth or reusable bags with me when I go shopping. For me, before I started working here, it was a no-brainer for things like groceries, but I found I'd be going out to, say I needed to go to a hardware store to pick up some screws or a screwdriver or something like that. I'd still be coming home with that plastic bag. So now, anytime before I go shopping, I make sure to have a reusable bag with me. And now I struggle to find plastic bags if I need to bring, say, a wet bathing suit home from the cottage. I don't have any plastic bags to put it in anymore. So I think that's a helpful problem that I've had and something I've done to help make myself more sustainable and help the community. So what I'd like to encourage people to do, come on down to the recycling center if you have some extra recyclables in the home. You've got those old paint cans that have been in the basement for years, or you're cleaning up the backyard and you've got some leaf and yard waste to get rid of. We're located at 196 Lappins Lane, that's just off of John Counter Boulevard. We're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
This is our city, and there's a lot to be proud of. Recycling does matter. Do your part. I'm Dan Hendry. Thanks for watching Sustainable Kingston Community Partner Profile.